In this video, we're going to talk about chain lube and why it's important to lube the chain on your bike over a long distance. So for me, I'll lube the chain every 2 days of driving. And if you don't do this, you'll find quite quickly the chain sort of gets gritty and it will make noises like, and the bike will just be a bit more jumpy. So if you're renting a bike and you don't care about how long a chain and sprocket set is going to last, still lubing it will make the bike perform better. You can also do it every 1,000 kilometers when you're doing the oil change, but that's quite a long window, and by the time you get to that 1,000 kilometers, the bike's going to be very jumpy, very gritty. Now you can get chain lube like this. This is an expensive brand, this is a cheap brand, and some brands will be very sticky. It will stick to the chain well, but at the same time all the debris, all the dust, that also sticks to the chain. And other brands will flick off the chain really quickly, but at the same time, all the debris and things don't get stuck to the chain. In my opinion, it doesn't matter what brand you get, just get the cheapest thing available. Or in Vietnam, you can actually do it for free. You can roll up to any mechanic shop like this, walk inside, and all mechanic shops will have old engine oil somewhere on the floor in a dirty bottle. You can just grab it with a smile and then lube the chain yourself. Or you can get the mechanics to do it for about 10,000 dong, $50. The advantage to that is it's free. The disadvantage is that you actually have to get to a mechanic shop. So for me personally, I'll carry chain lube, the cheapest I can find, and I'll do it every 2 days. Now I'm going to show you how to lube the chain on a couple of different models, from a small scooter up to a big bike and then a dirt bike. All right, let's do it. And to put it in perspective, this is $3.50. This is about $6. If you own a bike at home and you put in $6 chain lube on it, the value of that chain lube against how much extra life you're giving your chain and sprocket set probably doesn't balance out. So in the end, cheap stuff's always good. You don't need to splash out. And if you look at dirt bike channels on YouTube, they all recommend old engine oil, which is free, and I tend to agree with that. So all scooters will have a main stand. You can put it on the stand, bust out your lube, and then just spin the wheel, and off you go like that. If you got cheap chain lube, be generous, just go for it. Lube it up. Okay, and that really is how easy it is. That's worth doing just to get the bike to drive smoothly. Okay, let's move on to a Honda XR. Okay, so the first thing is never have the engine on when you're lubing the chain because you risk getting your fingers caught up in the chain and sprocket. But this is YouTube, so let's do it. God, this bike's not balanced at all. You can also do the front sprocket, just give it a dab in there. On the XR, it's actually the front sprocket that tends to wear out the quickest out of the whole set, so it is worth giving it all you can. So that's it for the Honda XR. There are other ways to do it. Got the idea? Okay, let's move on to the big ADV bike, the CB500. So, adventure bikes have a safety mechanism where they won't engage gears when the side stands down. So you have no choice but to do it the hard way. Okay, you get the idea? So the CB500 in particular, we get a lot of emails where the customer says the engine's making a weird noise. It's making a clicking noise or a clunking noise. In actual fact, that's the chain and sprocket. It makes weird noises real quick. Vietnam is clay and sand, which is horrible for chain and sprocket sets. Before you start panicking that your engine's going to fail, try lubing the chain and seeing if the noises or the clunking noises go away. And if there is still a problem, then send an email and I will try and diagnose whether you have a real engine problem or not. But 99% of the time, it's just the chain needs lubing. It's really important on the CB500 in this country. And now finally, moving on to the dirt bike. These have aluminium side stands. So if you put the weight of the bike on that stand, it's going to break. So you have to do it the same way you would do an adventure bike, which is manually moving the tire. So to summarize, we sell this for $3.50. You should be lubing your chain every 2 days, whilst also doing other pre-flight tests. Checking your PSI, making sure the chain tension is good, try and check the wheel bearings. Motorbikes are not like cars, they need a lot more checking, and if you don't check stuff, they tend to run badly. A lot of people get so many flat tires in Vietnam, and that's because they're not checking the PSI. So do your basic routine checks, put the lube on, and then your bike is going to run nicer for much longer. Don't be gentle, it's a rental. You don't care about how long our chain and sprocket sets last. I get that, so you don't really want to buy chain lube. But you should do it just for performance reasons alone. And if you can't afford $3.50, just do it in mechanic shops for free with a smile. Okay, I hope that's helpful. That's everything you need to know about chain lube.